November 29th, and I haven't done a video in over a month. And I feel like I needed a bit of a break. I felt like I kept repeating the same thing, that like there was still like no movement in my 3D, like no big movements, let's say. And I mean, to be honest, there's not really huge shifts right now either, but I am noticing small shifts, and a lot of the things that I want are being like given to like, not given, are happening to other people like very close to me. So it's like, I'm hoping that like rubs off on me. So within the last 2 months, my 2 closest coworkers have found other job opportunities outside of where we work. And they, I think, had been looking the same time as me, like more than 6 months, I would say. So it's exciting. I'm happy for them. And I'm like, please, I know it's my turn next. It's gotta be, it's now or never. So I'm just not waiting. I just would like for it to happen ASAP, because yeah, I'd feel relieved, I think, at least for a little while. And there has been like some small movements here and there. Like I had somebody from another like unit of where I work approach me and say like, hey, would you be interested in doing like this like temporary assignment where you just help out our unit for like a couple months, and then we can like see how it goes, and we eventually do want to like make someone a permanent staff member of our team, but like, do you want to go ahead and are you interested? And I was like, yes. So my hope is that this week things will quickly get like rolling so that I can hopefully just plot myself into that team, and at least it's like different than what I'm doing now, which is like in the direction of where I want to be heading. And it's like more focused on like climate change, whereas like I work in like climate change and other environmental issues. So yeah, it's different. But I think it's like a step in the right direction. So hopefully that gets rolling. And I've just been, I don't know, hanging out, I guess. For the most part, my mood is pretty good. I am like very active. There's like a lot happening with like different groups of friends and family, and just like getting together and talking with them. And I'm noticing like differences in people too, who are like normally not very spiritual, at least that I am aware of. And they like approach me about, you know, manifesting and like things like signs, universal signs and whatnot that they've seen. And maybe like a small percentage of those people know I'm pretty spiritual. Otherwise, I don't really talk about it because I don't want like people in my business. But it's interesting, right? Like I'm just hearing more and more terminology that I don't think I've ever heard before. Like I had a younger cousin talking about like raising your frequency, and like me and him never had this conversation ever. So like it's very like eye-opening to see that, because he's like the last person I would expect. And then another relative of mine who's very like opposed to spirituality, or like not opposed but like shuts it out. She was what was she saying? she was talking about like hobbies and things that she wants to pick up because she like feels very stagnant in her career, and she realized that she doesn't really want like that 9 to 5 structure for her life, and she wants to just like try new things. And I'm like, that's awesome. Like, let's do it. I'm like more than happy to try new things. So we might be looking to like a cocktail making class, because her and I like fancy cocktails, but we, for the life of us, have no idea what we're doing when we try to do it ourselves. So it's something new. What else? I would say towards the beginning of the month, I did go to a lot of concerts, and one I went to by myself, which I've never done before. And to me, this is like a big deal. So like, I like this artist, but I don't know anyone that likes him because he's kind of like jazz, I don't know, his own genre. And yeah, just people that I'd like mention to them that I'm going to this show, I don't have anyone to go with, are you interested? They're like, nah, no thanks. So I was like, all right, well, I'm gonna go regardless, because like this person just never tours, and who knows what will happen, like with like COVID and everything. So I go, and it's like really weird. So I like drive at least like 30-40 minutes to the city, and then I park somewhere and then take an Uber to that venue by myself. And then I get to the venue, and then I go to the bar and order a drink for myself, which took forever, by the way. I feel like it's much easier to get a drink or get attention from the bartenders when there's like a group of people. But I waited and I persisted. I was like, no, I'm not leaving until I get like a beer, like no way. So then I got my beer, and then I like found a spot, and that show was sold out. So it's like jam-packed. We're just like all standing like this pretty much. But anyway, I was like, whatever, I don't care. I'm here for this show. And then somehow I missed the opening act, which fine, whatever. And then once the main artist played, I felt totally normal. But like while I was kind of waiting around for the show to start, with my drink in hand, I did feel totally out of place. But I was like, no, I'm not gonna grab my phone and like stare and like pretend like I'm busy or whatever. I'm just gonna like stare at the stage even though nothing is happening right now. But like, I'm trying to be very present. And then once I got those like intrusive thoughts like, this is weird, and like, you're all alone, and then I was like, no, other people are alone too, and even if they aren't, who cares? So then eventually I calmed down, and halfway through the show, I see my cousin, like literally like, I don't know where he came from, but he like came up near me to like exit, and I was like, hello, hi, like, what are you doing here? And then we had like a small talk, and then he had to get fresh air or something. But like, then I felt like, whoa, I had no idea that my own cousin, my own relative, liked this artist. So we talked about it afterwards and like laughed, and like, I don't know, I felt very proud of myself once I left the show and reflected a bit that like sometimes, you know, I do realize that like not everybody likes the same things that I do, and sometimes I have to go do it by myself. And I feel like whenever I do those activities by myself and push myself, I never like not regret it, you know. I always feel like happy that I did it, and that I like, I don't know, I guess overcome that like small barrier that seemed like such a big deal to me. So I'm proud, and I will say this month has been all over the place, especially with like the holidays, and I guess I used to like the holidays when I was like in a couple, like in a relationship. But being single on the holidays sucks. And like, especially like now, because it's like Thanksgiving, my birthday, Christmas, New Year. So it's like, oh, I have to like interact with people that like I normally don't see very often. And of course, people want to know like, how's your job? How's your love life? And I have nothing to say. So it just like is the worst for me. So I'm really trying to like, you know, focus less on like those things that I want, because I feel like whenever I try to focus, whenever I do find myself focusing on those, that job or like that love life, or I don't know, more financial resources, then literally the opposite happens, where it's like, oh, I had an unexpected like car repair, and then like you know, I had an interview, but like they rejected me. Like it's just like, yeah. It's annoying, but I think it's like meant to trigger me to like reshift my focus and like concentrate on like doing things that like fulfill me and make me happy, and you know, put the focus back on me first, and then like everything else will come, which is like took me, I think, probably the longest time to do, and I'm still not like super great at it, but I feel like now I'm finally realizing that like, oh no, like forget about the other stuff, don't like chase after it, like focus on you, focus on feeling good, like making sure that you're not in like old thinking patterns and thinking about the past and like having arguments with yourself about what happened 2 years ago or 5 years ago, and just kind of just sticking to being present and realizing small things are happening and things are moving, and keep persisting. So that's my update. I'll try to make more videos. I really would like to get another Akashic Records reading done, but the person that I went to last year, she doesn't have any bookings open, so I'm gonna manifest that she has it, at least a few spots open for next month. And otherwise, we'll chat soon.